Hey everyone, look at that. Yoga class 52 with Dave Rennie. Wow, 52. We made it for the year. Um, has anyone joined 52 of the classes? That's the question. Did you do every single one? Well, if you didn't, you could probably go back and do them all. Um, so how many did you do you think? Have a little think. Maybe I did one, maybe I did 52, maybe I did somewhere in between. Did you do them live? Did you catch up with them? I guess what we're seeing here is this amazing service provided by the Virtual Village Hall, which you can donate to, by the way, if you wanted to do that, just to help out. But yeah, it's a really amazing thing that we've done a whole year online. And thank you so much for joining. And if it's your first time with Yoga with Dave, then yeah, welcome. And everyone's welcome, whether it be your first or your 52nd. We keep it nice and gentle. We don't move too much. We'll move a little bit today. It was keep moving week last week, wasn't it? And it was interesting because I'd injured my shoulder. I'd ridden into a lamppost. Like you do. You do that every day, don't you? Just ride into a lamppost. But I rode into a lamppost. The sun was low. I didn't see the lamppost and I rode into it. And my shoulder was a little bit sore. And it's still a little bit sore, but it's getting better. So even though it was keep moving week, we didn't move a lot in my class. We did a lot of breath work last week. But saying that, that's movement anyway, isn't it? It's moving the energy around the body. And the beautiful thing about breath is that we can use it for all sorts of things. So if we are struggling to move, and probably a lot of us are in one way or the other, I've got something going on with my hip, or, I've had a hip replacement or a knee replacement, or I've got problems in my spine or my shoulders or my neck. What we're usually working on something, that is probably giving us a little bit of hassle or a lot of hassle. So what happens when we can't move the body physically like we do? Well, we can come to the breath. So if we want to bring energy into the body, we kind of cultivate this breath within the body. And the beautiful thing about the breath is that we cultivate all of that ourselves. We create it ourselves. And then we can use it to kind of like move the energy up. We can create it to move the energy down. So if we want to relax, there's a breath for it. If we want to energize the body, there's a breath for it as well. So I think it was Yogi Bhajan, who was a yoga teacher, and he said that the body is the infinite pharmacy within, the infinite pharmacy within. We don't need anything else. We don't even need to go to a gym. You don't even need a yoga mat. You can just sit and you can breathe. So we'll do a little bit of that today. Again, obviously we're going to be breathing all the time, but we'll bring some conscious breath into the class. But then we'll do some nice simple movements as well. And we'll just see how we get on with the body. And it's amazing because yoga goes beyond just any other form of exercise, because we're paying specific attention to the breath and the physical body. And we match those things together. And then suddenly we're working with the body and we're going, okay, this is interesting. I didn't realize my body worked in this way, in good ways, in bad ways, in everything in between, and then we can start to concentrate on the body a little bit more. So let's get on with it. I'm just going to say, it's all right, Lisa. It was my fault. And riding into a lamppost, if someone had gone by with a dash cam, I think I could have been a YouTube sensation, because it was like this, just like that. It wasn't good at all. Saying hi to Amanda Roberts, first class with Dave. Thank you so much. And Mandy, you're always here, aren't you? All right. Okay. So I'm going to go back onto my mat and you guys get nice and comfortable. Let me just check this camera angle. It's all looking good. Feel free to sit on something here. Sometimes sitting on something on the floor. I have got my cup of tea. It's chai, actually, because I'm a yoga teacher. So all yoga teachers drink chai, don't they? I'm just going to have a quick slurp. So make sure you feel comfortable. So this is Sukhasana, or easy pose. It ain't that easy, is it? If we're not used to sitting on the floor, this can feel a little bit uncomfortable sometimes. So make any adjustments that you want to do. Always, if you want to at the start, you can sit in a chair, you can lean your back up against the wall, you can bring the legs out here, whatever feels good for you. Maybe bring the legs here. But this is Sukhasana with the legs crossed. Press the fingertips into the floor, roll the shoulder blades back, feel length in the spine. So instead of sitting here like this, you're sitting here like this. Oh, that feels beautiful, doesn't it? So, this is probably our normal posture. our normal posture, the shoulders round, the belly spills forward, and then kind of we get this strain in the back of the neck. So we bring everything up. So this feels good. You can press the fingertips into the floor and then just rock backwards and forwards. Keep a little smile on your face as well. Nice. And then eventually you'll just find a nice neutral spine. So you feel the spine lengthen, this perfect line right up to your beautiful head. All right, nice. Have a little wriggle around here. Move through the hips, a little bit from side to side. Beautiful. And then bring the hands onto the knees. And then what we're going to do, we're going to do this movement. It's called Sufi Grind or Sufi circles. Inhale the chest forward, exhale round. So that's your movement. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. And you make the breath a little bit deeper than you normally would. Inhaling and exhaling as you go. And you're just making these circles around the hips. Inhale forward, exhale round. It doesn't matter which way you go. It doesn't matter how fast you go. It doesn't matter how deep you go. And what I want to say is it doesn't matter what it looks like. So try and get away from that idea that yoga has to look a certain way. I've got to buy my yoga leggings from Lululemon or Sweaty Betty and spend £90 on them. You haven't got to do any of that. Just some baggy clothes, your body, your breath. You don't even need a mat really, but if you've got one, great. You can pick those up cheap. And then we're into the body. Your unique body. See how your body serves you. Nice. And then come back the other way. So just bring the circles back the other way. Inhale forward. Exhale round. Inhale forward. Exhale round. Nice. And if the spine feels a little bit tender, remember you can come up a bit higher. So you might be making little circles like this. This can feel good. Or you're bending a little bit deeper like I am into the elbows. Inhaling. Exhaling, inhaling, exhaling. Do 3 more complete rounds. Inhale, come back to center. Pause the breath, hold it, and then exhale, let it go. And then bring the left hand onto your heart center. That feels good, doesn't it? Bring your right hand onto your left hand. And then just take a few breaths here. Maybe close the eyes and connect at a deeper level, at your heart space. So we get out of the head and into the heart space. What does that mean? Well, probably we overthink a lot of things in the mind, and our real intuition comes from the heart. Our feelings come from the heart. Our feelings don't come from the head. So that's another thing that yoga can do. It can let us connect in with our heart. And while you do this, it's like giving yourself a little hug and appreciate yourself fully. Appreciate everything you do for yourself, all the ways that you look after yourself, how you turned up to practice some yoga today. Smile, love yourself, and then come with the eyes open. I do believe all that stuff, by the way, as well. It all starts from the center, and it all starts from that self-compassion. All right, everyone, bring the hands back, bring the feet out, and then just drop the knees over to one side. Doesn't matter which side you're going to go to. Feet hip width apart. Inhale to center. Exhale, drop the knees down. Inhale to center. Exhale, drop the knees down. And then just carry on like this movement. Inhale to center. Exhale, dropping the knees down. Inhale to center. Exhale, dropping the knees down. I'm just going to read your comments as you do that. Yes, it is easily done, Lisa. Oh, Muriel, you went to your first yoga class. Keep that movement going. Inhale to center, exhale, dropping the knees down. Maybe the next time the knees are over to the left or right, then just pause and breathe deeply into the opposite hip. Nice, Lisa. I'm sure you can run, Lisa. Running and yoga, that's a really nice thing to do. Beautiful. All right. When you're ready, inhale, come all the way up, and then exhale, bring the knees back to crossed. So the legs are now crossed again, and maybe you bring the other shin in front. If you bring the other shin in front, you don't get that imbalance in the hips, even though it is very, very subtle. From here, let's do this. Take an inhale, sweep the arms up, and then as you exhale, bring the left hand to the right knee, and then the right hand comes behind. Press into the fingertips. Take a beautiful deep inhale here, and then exhale, come into your twist. Inhale, find length. Exhale into your twist. A couple more rounds like that. Inhale, find length. Exhale, twisting from the mid, the upper, and the lower spine. One more like that. Nice deep inhale. And a full exhale. Come all the way back to center. Inhale, sweep the arms up. See if you can relax the shoulders. I have this tendency when I lift my arms, I do this, and it's like, oh, the shoulders hunch around the ears. Relax them a little bit. And then right hand, left knee, or inside the left thigh, and then left hand behind. Inhale to find length. Exhale into your twist. Don't have to go too far here. A little scratch of the nose, maybe. Inhale, find length. Exhale into your twist. And then just keep breathing like that. Nice conscious breath. Deep inhales and full exhales. One more like that. Nice deep inhale. And then a full exhale. Come all the way back to center. Sweep the arms up. Find some length here. Bring the hands together. Exhale. Bring the hands through heart center. Nice. Two more like that. Inhale, sweep the arms up. So we're just working with the breath and we're matching the breath with movements. Exhale, bring the hands down. We'll do two more like that because it feels good. Nice stretch through the shoulders. Inhale. Exhale. Nice deep inhale. And then a full exhale. Beautiful. Bring the hands back onto the knees and then we'll do this little cat-cow movement. So inhale, bring the chest forward. Exhale, round the spine. Inhale, heart center lifts and then the spine is long. And then exhale, tuck the chin towards the chest, round into the spine. So use the hands. Inhale. Exhale. Two more like that. Inhale. Exhale. Final one coming up. Nice deep inhale. And then a full exhale. Nice. Come back to center. Bring the legs out. Give them a shake. Nice. Beautiful. Nice. Flex into the toes, round the legs, round the feet, round the ankles. Nice. That feels really good. Then just give the legs another tap out. Beautiful. And then what we'll do, I'm going to come back towards the camera and then we're going to do a little bit of breath work and we're going to do a little bit of movement into the wrists. Okay. So let's do this. I'm just going to bring the camera down a little bit. I'm also going to turn off my email. Excuse me 1 second. Nice. All right. Okay. So bring the wrists out in front of you. Let me just get this camera angle right. Yeah, you can see me good there. All right. So, we're using the wrists a lot. When we're in downward facing dog and when we're in this position, tabletop, where we do things like cat and cow, and we come into child's pose. Really find that spread through the fingers. We're going to warm the wrists up a little bit here. Get into the arms, we'll get into the shoulders a little bit. So from here, with the fingers spread, press into the base and the knuckle of each finger. Bring the weight forward, bring the weight back. So then really simple movements. Bring the weight forward. Am I too close to the camera? And then bring the weight back. Bring the weight forward. And then bring the weight back. Nice. Beautiful. And then come all the way back to center. We'll do one more movement. I just want to answer a question. Dawn, with your arthritis in your knees and your hips, all I would say is just do what you can. Do not feel that you have to do everything with your knees. Always put something underneath them just so that they don't feel sore. So we're in this position. You can place a blanket underneath it, or you can place cushions underneath it. But what I always say in yoga, just match your body where it is today. Do not push it. You want to feel some engagement, but if it feels wrong, it's probably wrong. All right. So from here, bring the wrists out. So the fingers are pointing out and then just rock from side to side. Do not push this too far. Just little bits of movement. Smile. Nice, everyone. Really handy these are, just to bring that kind of strength into the wrists, flexibility into the wrists. Beautiful. And then the next one is bring the fingers back. So this one's a little bit harder. So you turn the hands so the fingers are towards the knees. So if you're here, that's cool. Don't strain. I can get mine all the way back, but then this is a little bit of a struggle. And then if this feels okay, just separate the knees a little bit and then bring the weight back just towards the sit bones come back towards the heel. So you're just sitting back, but don't rock it too much. I was probably rocking a little bit too much there. Little bit of swaying, spread out through the fingers. There shouldn't be too much going on here. Just a little stretch. Nice. And then from here, bring one hand forward, bring the other hand forward, come and sit, and then just give the arms a little shake out. Beautiful, everyone. And then one more thing, bring the arms out. Yeah, make fists, and then spread the fingers and then close the fingers. That's all you're doing. Spreading and closing. Won't do it for long. Nice. And then give them a shake. Beautiful. Nice. I'm going to come back onto my mat and we're going to come into child's pose. So from that tabletop position, split the knees nice and wide, or as wide as feels good. Have a look at your big toes. Make sure the big toes touch. And then you're going to bring the sit bones back onto the heels. So I come here, yeah, and then you can bring the hands forward and then you can lie with the head all the way down onto the floor. Remember, if you want to stack the head on the hands or on fists like this, feel free to do that. And then just breathe deeply here. Nice deep, rich inhales and full exhales. You'll change the camera angle again so you can see me. And then in this child's pose, maybe stretch it out a little bit. So you can walk the hands over to the right. Stretch down the left-hand side of the body. Try not to think about this too much, but make sure the head is nice and protected. Think about your left sit bone and press it down towards your left heel. So there's a tendency for everything to come over to the right. See if you can press the left-hand side of the body all the way down, just to find that balance. Come back to center and then walk the hands over to the right, sorry, the left, and then press the right sit bone down onto the heel. Maybe come onto the side of the head. Breathe deeply here. So breathing deeply into the back body. Bring the hands all the way back to center. And then take 2 more breaths here. So the head is resting on the hands, or it's resting directly on the floor or on fists. This is our safe space, child's pose. Remember, you can come back to this pose anytime you want to. Spread out through the fingers. If the hands weren't out in front of you, bring them out, stretch them out like my hands, and then push yourself to a tabletop. And then spread out through the fingers. Stack the knees underneath the hips. Press the tops of the feet into the floor. Take an inhale, drop the belly down, lift the head and the heart, exhale, round the spine. So that's your movement. Inhale, drop the belly down, lift the head and the heart, exhale, round the spine, press into the shoulder blades, separate the shoulders. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. 3 more like that. Inhale, come all the way back to center. And then a full exhale through the mouth. 1 more like that. Inhale through the nose. And then exhale, let it all go. Beautiful. From here, we're going to do a balance. So what we'll do is we'll do it this way. Let's inhale the right leg out. So you just inhale this right leg out. Nice. Imagine you're pressing the sole of the right foot into the wall behind. Maybe have a little look. What's the leg doing? It shouldn't be out wide. It shouldn't be in too narrow. There should be activation all the way from the hip. If you feel this is too much, then you can always put a little bend in the knee, but try and keep it in line with the hip. You might want to stay here, or you can like make it a little bit funky and you can sweep the left arm forward. Right arm, right leg back, left arm forward. Breathe here. Nice deep inhales. Full exhales. Nice. Feel that connection just at your navel center. Look down at the top edge of your mat. It helps you with the balance. If you're wobbling, that's fine. 1 more deep inhale. Full exhale. Bring the hands down. And then just swap it out. I'm just going to give my shoulder a little move there because it's still quite sore. And then inhale the left leg back. Find some length. Spread out through the fingers. Maybe have a look down the leg. Imagine you're pressing the sole of the foot into the wall behind, and then maybe sweep right arm forward this time. So you're sweeping it out. You find it length through the arm, stretching out through the leg. Feel this kind of like stretch across the body, this bow action that goes down through the body Maybe gaze just down to the top edge of your mat, but keep breathing. Have you lost your breath? And keep breathing deeply. Nice deep inhale. Full exhale. Imagine you're shaking hands with someone out in front. One more deep inhale. And then a full exhale. Nice. All right, let's get into the shoulders a little bit more. So take an inhale, sweep the right arm up, open up here. We'll have a look up to the fingers if the neck feels okay. As you exhale, you're going to sweep the right arm down. You're going to thread it underneath the left, and then you're going to come down onto the right shoulder. And then maybe use the left hand right into the top corner of your left-hand side of your mat, and then just breathe deeply here. Nice deep inhales. And full exhales. If you wanted to lift up this left arm, you can lift it up. You can place it on the lower spine. You can place it on the inside of the right hip. So now you're getting a little bit deeper and you're twisting the chest to the side wall. Nice. One more deep inhale. And a full exhale. Wherever you found it, press the left hand back into the top left corner, unravel, and then set yourself back up in a tabletop position and just do some really big hip circles. Circle the hips one way, 2 or 3 times. Big circles. Spread out through the fingers. Really nice habit to get into. And then come all the way back. I do realize now that I said I'd come towards the camera and we'd do a little bit of breath work. And then I got distracted and went back onto my mat. So I promise you that we will do a little bit of breath work towards the end. Nice. From here, let's do the other side of this shoulder stretch. Take an inhale, sweep the left arm up, find some length. Exhale, thread it through the right arm. Come down onto the shoulder. Now you might be able to see a little bit better. I start with my right hand in the top corner. In fact, it's off the mat. You know, it's quite wide. It's supporting everything. So my head feels supported. I'm breathing deeply. This is mainly into the shoulder. And then I might want to sweep up this right arm. I can place it on my back. I can place it on the inside of my left thigh or near there anyway. And then I'm breathing here. Nice deep inhale. Full exhale. 2 more like that. Deep inhale. Full exhale. And then 1 more. Deep inhale. And a full exhale. Nice. Slowly. Wherever you found the arm, you can sweep it back up if it was on the thigh or the back. Press it into the right top corner. Come back to a tabletop. And then from here, just again, just make some nice intuitive circles of the hips. Whatever feels good for you. Beautiful. Nice. From here, first downward facing dog of the class. So tuck the toes under. Have a look at the knees. Make sure they're stacked underneath the hips. Lift up the hips. Come into downward facing dog. Nice. Maybe keep a generous bend in the knees. Have the feet hip width apart and breathe deeply here. So remember, we're looking for length in the spine more than anything. So remember what I show you is if I lengthen my legs, you see my spine begins to bow. If I bend my knees, I can lengthen my spine. So this is the movement we're looking for. So try not to go too long in your down dog and make sure the feet are about hip width apart. But a generous bend in the knees, lengthen the spine, press the heels down towards the floor. Nice. Breathe deeply here. Deep inhale. Full exhale. Your deepest inhale. And then your fullest exhale. Nice. Bend the knees, hinge the hips, look between the hands. And then on this first one, do these little tiny steps. So you're just stepping the feet forward. I like to come up onto my fingertips. It gives me more room and I'm shuffling. It's just a little shuffle. And then I find myself at the top of my mat. I widen my feet. Then I'm going to bring my hands onto my knees first of all. I'm going to sway from side to side. It's the first time we've stood. It's the first time we're in a forward bend. So take your time. There's no rush to get into the hamstrings. And then if you wanted to, you can always bring the hands onto opposite elbows and then hang in ragdoll. Keep a generous bend in the knees here or a little micro bend. Bring the weight into the toes. And like we've done in so many of the other poses, maybe just sway around a little bit. Movement through the hips. Head is nice and loose. Breathe in really deeply here. Deep, rich inhales. Your fullest exhales. Deep inhale. And the full exhale. Nice. From here, bring the hands down so they touch the floor. So that means you've got to bend the knees like this. That's great. And then press into all 4 corners of the feet. Come all the way up to stand. And then you find that the shoulders begin to roll back. Heart center lifts. And then come and stand in your Tadasana, your mountain posture. Nice, everyone. Have a look at your feet. They're hip width apart. Palms are just face forward. Nice, everyone. So just remain here. Maybe close the eyes. Breathe deeply. Mountain posture is a pose that we come to time and again in yoga. It's a beautiful posture to come into. Nice. Nice stuff. All right, here we go. So from the top of our mats, bring the hands to heart center. We're going to flow a little bit through sun salutations, and we're going to do a version called sun salutation A. So this is nice and simple, and we're going to move really slowly on this first one. Okay, so from here, with the hands at heart center, take an inhale, sweep the arms up. Maybe look up to the palms, be gentle with the neck. As you exhale, the arms come really wide. So see what I'm doing. And I'm hinging from the hips, but look, my knees bend so I can hinge all the way down. So that's like slow motion. Let's do that again. So take an inhale, sweep the arms up. And then exhale, bring the hands to heart center. So we'll do that a few more times in slow motion. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Maybe look up to the palms, a hint of a tiny back bend. Exhale, keep the knees bent, fold at the waist, and you see I'm just folding all the way down. And what I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to eliminate this gap between my thighs and my chest. So I've always bend my knees because it's just kinder. I don't want to strain here. Inhale, come all the way back up. And then exhale, hands to heart center. So this is kind of like a half sun salutation. We're going to do 3 more like that. Inhale up. Exhale, fold in low. Nice, everyone. Inhale, come all the way back up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Now you've got the breath rhythm. Every movement's got a breath. Inhale up. Exhale, hold, fold. I was going to say hinge, but fold, hinge at the waist. Weight in the toes now. Inhale to find length. So we bring another movement into it. Exhale, hands down. Inhale, come all the way up. And then exhale, hands to heart center. So you notice there, I brought another movement into it when we come up to a flat back. So that's the next stage of a sun salutation. So let me show you that again. Hands at heart center. You can go with me, or you can just watch this and just see what I do. Inhale up. Just hit the light fitting. Exhale, come down. So fold at the waist. And then see, I draw length into my spine. So I'm inhaling, I come up, and then I lengthen my spine. So I have to come up quite high because I'm not sure if I'm naturally, but I'm quite tight in my hamstrings. But my weight's in my toes. I drop my belly down and roll my shoulders back. With a little bend in the knees, you see I can get a relatively flat spine. It ain't too bad. You know, if I went all the way down here on the floor, I can't lengthen my spine enough. My back and my neck feels pinched. So you can come here, or you can come all the way up. You can be here. But I like to come about here. That's about right for me. And the neck is always long and you're always looking down. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. So let's do 3 rounds like that. Okay, so we're just building on this. Inhale up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, draw some length into the spine. Come up halfway. Gaze just straight down. Maybe a little micro bend in the knees. Drop the belly, roll the shoulders back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come up. Exhale, hands to heart center. So I'll try and do that with a little bit less talking. Inhale up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come up. Exhale, hands to heart center. So the last one we'll do, I'll just do the inhales and the exhales, and you know where you're going. All right, inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Yes, everyone. Nice. And you can see there what I'm doing is my breath's quite audible. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to match my movement with the breath, but the breath is what drives the movement. I think that's the best way to describe it. So the breath is the key thing. If you're doing these movements and you lose the breath, some people say that's not yoga, that's just gymnastics. I don't agree with that, but don't worry about the breath too much, because sometimes it can be overwhelming by thinking about moving the body and moving the breath at the same time. So don't worry, it will just come, you know, as you practice more and more yoga, then suddenly you're like, oh, the breath's easy. I get it. How come I didn't get it at the start? And, you know, in Pilates, you breathe through the nose and out through the mouth, I think it is. So it's slightly different. So if you do Pilates, it's sometimes a little bit, you know, different in yoga. All right. So now we're going to take this sun salutation on a little bit more. So come with the hands back to heart center, feet hip distance apart. Stand nice and tall here. So again, you're not kind of stood where you're a bit like, can't be bothered. Don't want to do it. Feel a bit lazy. You know, stand tall, hands at heart center, chest is open, heart center is like beaming out, shoulders are relaxed, back of the neck is long, and the chin is tucked in. But there's a degree of activation in the legs as well. So you press into all four corners of the feet. Let's move this on. We're going to move into a plank. So inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, fold at the waist. We've done all this before. Inhale to find length. Nice. Exhale. This time, drop the hands, step 1 foot back, and then step the other. So you might then find yourself quite high here. Take an inhale and lengthen into your plank. Now, it's quite difficult for me to do this at the moment because my shoulder's really hurting. So don't strain. It's not really hurting. It's just a little bit sore. Take one more deep inhale. And then as you exhale, drop the knees, keep the elbows tucked by the body. So have a quick look at your elbows before we lower here. See if you can kind of like internally rotate the elbows so the crease of the elbows comes towards the top of your mat. You see, I'm just moving my arms forwards here. And then keep the elbows tucked, lower all the way to the floor. So come down really slowly. Keep the hands where they are. Keep the elbows tucked, and then bring the head onto the floor. Forehead's here. Press the tops of the feet into the floor, engage the thighs and the pelvis, take an inhale, come into a baby cobra. So it's just a little back bend. You don't come up far, and you see my elbows, they're not here, they're tucked right in. So you might be here, tops of the feet and supporting the lower spine. As you exhale, tuck the toes under, press yourself back to all fours, then lift the hips, come into downward facing dog. So we're getting all the way through the sun salutation. Deep inhale, full exhale. Nice deep inhale, and your fullest exhale. Nice, bend the knees into the hips, not between the hands. And then you can either walk the feet up, or you can step first the right, and then your left to the top of the mat. Line your feet up, take an inhale, come back to a flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up to stand. And then exhale, hands to heart center. Nice. And then pause here, hands at heart center. So that's one complete round of sun salutation A. Seemed a lot. We broke it right down, and then we just brought it all together in just one movement. All right. So what we'll do is we'll do a couple more of those. And then what we'll do is we'll string them all together. So this is going to set you up. So if you've got 10 minutes when you get up in the mornings and you're like, I don't want to do yoga today, do 10 minutes of sun salutations. Do 3 rounds of sun salutations. Then you can grab your phone and have a cup of tea. You feel so much better for it. It's amazing. All right. So I'll do one where I talk through it. And then the next one we'll just do with the breath. And then we'll be ready for a little bit of a sit down. All right. Hands at heart center, your beautiful heart center. Before we do this sun salutation, I want you to go back and appreciate yourself fully. Really believe it. I don't want to hear any of your negative voices in my head. I want you to appreciate yourself, everything you do for yourself. Look what you're doing now. It's amazing. All right, here we go. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, fold in low. Sweep the arms down. Inhale, flat back, draw some length into the spine. Here we go. Exhale, the hands are down. Step 1 foot back, then the other. Take an inhale to lengthen into your plank. Nice. Exhale, drop the knees. Keep the elbows tucked by the body. Come all the way down onto the belly. Press the tops of the feet into the floor. Inhale, keep the elbows tucked. Baby Cobra. So my arms are straight now, but you might be down here. But I find this quite comfortable. But see, my knees, my legs are still down. This time, exhale, lift the hips, come straight into your downward facing dog. Take 2 breaths. Deep inhale. Full exhale. Every inhale, lift the hips. Every exhale, press the heels down towards the floor. End of this exhale, look between the hands. Get nice and springy, and then just step yourself to the top of your mat. 1 foot, then the other. Inhale to find length in your spine, and then exhale, fold in low. Press into the feet. Inhale, come all the way up to stand, and then exhale, frame your beautiful hands at your heart center. Nice. All right. So let's do this last one. I'm just going to say inhale, exhale, and we're all going to be good. All right, let's do it. Smile. It's all good. This is. Love this yoga. It's great, isn't it? All right. Inhale up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, find length. Exhale, hands down. Step one foot back and then the other. Inhale to lengthen here. And then exhale, lower. Inhale. Exhale. 2 breaths. Deep inhale. Full exhale. Your deepest inhale. And your fullest exhale. Bend the knees into the hips, look between the hands, and then step to the top of your mat. 1 foot, then the other, nice and gently. Line the feet up. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Nice. Hands at heart center. Maybe close the eyes and then just breathe here. Nice deep inhales. Full exhales. 1 more like that. Nice deep inhale. And a full exhale. Nice. Beautiful. Really nice work. From here, come to sit down. And then I'm going to sit. And we're going to do a little bit of breath work. Then I've got a little reading for us. And then we'll be pretty much there. Nice. All right. So the breath work we're going to do is going to be a nice calming breath. So it's called 5-5-5 breath. You might have done this with me before. What I like about this breath, it sets the breath up in this beautiful rhythm. So you know when you feel anxious, then you feel it, don't you? Like it's a physicality. You feel it here. You feel it in your chest. You know, the breath gets short. You get clammy. You can get hot. You can feel really, really scared, you know, but it's a physical feeling, isn't it? I'm anxious. I feel it in my chest. I feel it in my breath. The breath gets very short. So what we do here is we set this breath up. So this is a really nice one if you ever do, you know, suffer from panic attacks or you have anxiety. You know, this is a nice breath to come to. So what we do is we inhale for 5 through the nose, obviously. Hold the breath for 5. And then we exhale for 5. We inhale for 5. Pause the breath for 5. Exhale for 5. So there's no pause at the bottom. We just pause at the top. So that's going to be the breath rhythm. And if it's not 5 for you, it might be 4, might be 3, whatever your length of breath is. Okay. So we make this really nice little mudra. So bring all the fingers together. So that's kind of the position of the hands. And then bring the thumbs so they touch the heart center, close to the chest, center of the chest. Then bring the fingers away just a little bit. And then your gaze is going to be 9/10 closed and you look down to the fingertips. So it's like that, but you might forget and you might close the eyes. And if you forget and close the eyes, that's all good. But make sure the shoulders are nice and relaxed. Nice. Soften the face, soften the jaw. Close the eyes 9/10. Take an inhale through the nose for 2, 3, 4, 5. Pause the breath at the top for 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale. Pause the breath. Exhale. Inhale. Pause. Exhale. Inhale. Pause. Exhale. Inhale. Pause. Exhale. Inhale. Pause. Exhale. Inhale. Pause the breath. Exhale. Three more rounds. Inhale. Pause. Exhale. Inhale. Pause. Exhale. Final round. Inhale. Pause the breath. Exhale. And then just bring the hands down. See if you can do this. Bring the thumb and the forefinger together. So it's that mudra, Gyan mudra. And then just breathe here. Maybe close the eyes. And see if you can check in with that quality, that relaxation. Do you feel something shift? Do you feel a change? Do you feel more connected to yourself? And then from here, bring the left hand back onto the heart and then the right hand on the left hand, and then just connect deeply with yourself here. Appreciate yourself. Knowing that practicing yoga doesn't just serve you, it serves the people around you. From here, if your eyes are closed, then just slowly open the eyes. Really nice, everyone. Rub the palms together at heart center. Create a load of heat in between the palms. And then reclose the eyes if that feels good for you. And then place the hands, palms in over the closed eyes. And then very gently blink the eyes open. Rotate the eyes a couple of times one way and then a couple of times the other way. Nice. Bring the hands back to heart center. And then maybe with a wholehearted bow, wishing yourself well, wishing everybody else well. Thank you for practicing. Namaste. Thanks, everyone. Thanks for joining today. As I say, that's a really beautiful breath, that is, and it's quite easy to learn it. Inhale 5, hold 5, exhale 5, and it will serve you really well. I said I would do a reading. I've run out of time. I would definitely prepare one for next week because I think that could be really beautiful. And thank you, Tammy. I'm glad you feel calmer. Thank you, everybody who has just said thank you. If it wasn't for you guys, then it'd just be me. And that'd be no good. It'd just be me talking to myself in a blank screen. So thank you for your feedback. Thank you so much for joining this afternoon. I'll be back next week. Any questions, fire them across on Facebook. There's some really good questions today. And I'm always really happy to answer those, posture related or physical or, more about yoga philosophy, anything like that. Let me know. And have a great week. I hope you enjoy the rest of the classes that are on Virtual Village Hall. Remember, you can go back to them at any time. Thanks, everyone. You're all stars. Love yourself. I'll say it again. Love yourself. Appreciate yourselves. All right, beautiful people. See you next week. Bye-bye.